So yes, we are losing our agility and nimbleness. There is so much of these words going around that we need to be agile, we need to be nimble, people are training, people are reading books. But you don't realize that it's your life that's not agile and nimble anymore. You're dependent on technology, you're dependent on app, you're dependent on speedy delivery services. Many of us are not doing those things which actually made us agile and nimble and solve problems and tackle our life and a lot of those things that we needed to do. Especially if you're somebody born after 2000s, many of you would not have gone to a real huge retail or wholesale market and done purchasing for your household. You would not have stood there to get your house constructed or renovated. You possibly have not stitched a button onto your shirt, not fixed, an electricity connection at home or changed some appliances. Many of you may not have hardbound your own books with your own hands. And I'm not saying you need to waste time doing all of these things, but understand, some of us who were born in the 60s, 70s, 80s, we were exposed to these kind of environments, and that contributed a lot to our agility and nimbleness. We had to figure out how to use a needle on one hand, a wrench, or a certain equipment to fix our car or fix something at home, paint our houses. At the same time, at work, we had to figure out how to do research, where to get information from, how to write reports. I mean, today you have so many handy toolkits and tools that will give you a presentation ready. You don't even have to decide the sections of the presentation. You have everything from the Canvas to the chat GPTs to God knows how many AI tools. Just the morning today, I was listening to this video on YouTube, which talked about 5 tools that will reduce your research documentation time by almost like a factor of 90%. Wow, imagine that. So instead of putting like 2-3 years in all the documentation work, you could literally just do this in about 1 or 2 months. That's how much the tools are helping us today and what that is doing to us. Our deep capabilities are missing out. We are not able to do a lot of those things that we were otherwise doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not saying don't use apps. I'm not saying don't use delivery services. I'm not saying don't use AI. I am absolutely in the favor of all of these things. All I'm asking you to look at is, are you really agile and nimble in your life? Are you solving problems every day? Are you tackling life and life's challenges every day? Or that you have so much of dependency on your ecosystem that you are the lazy, unmoving hub of the wheel, and the whole wheel and the universe around the wheel is rotating. And that, you understand that fixedness, the hub really doesn't move. So if you're just being the hub of your life and everything else around in your life is moving, then all of those pieces are agile. You will never become agile. For you to be agile, you need to learn to manage a lot more of your life. You need to go through the motions of life, the difficulties of life, the making choices, get out there and do the hard work of life, which then means going to a market, choosing different things, going tons of shops and picking up things, renovating your house, painting your house, cleaning your car, doing your research the hard, long way, having detailed conversations, working on relationships. There are so many ways that we really need to be agile and nimble, and not just sitting in training programs or learning the English or the philosophy of nimbleness. And that's what needs to change about life. A drastic example which just comes to my mind is, ask yourselves this question. How many of you know how to pick a crop, pick a fruit, climb a tree, some of these things, or play some of the open ground games that we used to play as children? Many of us have forgotten those kind of things, to that extent that today there are so many people who don't know how to play a team sport, an organized sport, or play a musical instrument, play chess, or some of those really complicated things that we used to. It's all becoming about those corporatized, those job-oriented, those career-oriented things that people are focused on. Much of the life skills are missing. What do? My invitation, like I said, start doing a lot of those complex things about your life. Ditch the apps once in a while, go out, shop, go to the wholesale market, go to the retail markets. Ditch the food delivery, cook an elaborate 5 course, 6 course meal, develop a hobby, play some instrument, do something around things like photography, play a team sport and organize sport, organize functions, get involved with community service, do certain thing at a fairly large scale when it comes to social service, or work on election campaigning. There's so many things that we could do. For all you know, you could pick up certain things which are around the planet and its cause, like anything from cleanliness and garbage disposal all the way to the other side of farming. And you could do hydroponic farming at home, or you could do vermiculture based farming at home. There's so many ways that you could develop your agility. Don't try to do it in a training room alone. Training, cognitive is important, but unless you use your physical feature capabilities, unless you use your mind and emotions along with that, unless you have an understanding of spatial intelligence and how to use and fine-tune your spatial intelligence, you ain't going to be agile, you ain't going to be nimble, you're really not going to have problem-solving skills of real life. So get out, be realistic. Life is not being lived in the what is that, meta space, or whatever that concept is that we today talk about in virtual reality. Life is real. Get real. Reality is what will make you nimble. Reality is what will make you agile. Dealing with reality is what will teach you problem solving.